Hey, do you remember this game?
This is Watch Dogs.
No, this is Sleeping Dogs. This is before Watch Dogs.
Oh.
This is basically GTA in Hong Kong. It came out in 2012, which I remember specifically because I remember seeing all these gameplay videos over the summer because I was in Hong Kong and I was like, oh, I need to play this game. But yeah, it's very much a ripoff of GTA, and there's also the fighting style of like the Batman Arkham games.
Ooh.
So the combat's actually really good. So this is the map. You can see the map. It's pretty big. This is just one of the districts.
What island is this? Is this the island of Hong Kong? Is it Hong Kong an island?
Yeah, so I guess it's Hong Kong Island. Hong Kong has many islands. This game, however, I think only lets you go to like one.
Interesting. So it's kind of, would you call Hong Kong the New York of Asia?
I mean, no, but but you might. I mean, maybe you can.
You almost hit that old lady.
I did.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So driving is not quite as easy in this game as it is in GTA. But you can like get cars and like store them in a garage. So that's kind of cool. So what's happening here is that guy is the main character, not that guy, the other guy. He's Wei Shin, and he was born in Hong Kong, and then he moved to San Francisco, where he became a cop. And now he's back in Hong Kong, and because nobody knows him, he's serving as this like undercover cop. He's like joining the triads. He's going to take him down from the inside.
Ooh.
So the story is very like Infernal Affairs. Like
Yeah. Do you have a handler?
Yeah. So you talk to a handler, which, by the way, a little trivia fact: the guy that voices Wei Shin and the guy that voices your handler were the two Asian actors who played Kovac in Altered Carbon.
Oh, that's crazy. What a crazy coincidence.
It is pretty crazy. There's actually some really good voice talent. Like, I think Emma Stone is in it, and
What?
Tom Wilkinson, and Lucy Liu.
Wait a minute. Does Emma Stone play an Asian person?
I don't think so. She's like an American visiting Hong Kong.
Because she played an Asian person in that one movie.
Yeah, that did happen. That was not ideal.
What if that was her secret pleasure, was playing Asian characters?
She should get kicked out of Hollywood.
Bold statement.
Yeah, so anyway, this is going to be a movie. Supposedly, the IMDb listing is 2018. But I don't think they're going to make that because there's like nothing else, like no other information on it. But Donnie Yen is going to play Wei Shin.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is, but he seems like he is maybe a little too old to play this character.
Well, so this brings up an interesting point because you said it's like, it definitely looks like a GTA clone. But you said the combat is more like the Arkham games. So is there not a lot, would you say there's more hand-to-hand than gunplay in this?
Definitely. So there is some gunplay. It happens later in the game, but for the most part, it's like hand-to-hand combat. Like you can pick up knives and like pipes and stuff like that. But
it's kind of like the Yakuza games.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Actually, what I cut out here is there's like a little mini game where you do karaoke. Ooh. So it's very similar to some of the Yakuza games as well.
What does this statue collectible do for you?
Oh, there's all kinds of collectibles. The statue ones you can take to this dojo where you have this friend who runs a dojo, and you can unlock new skills and stuff. So that's another one of the big differences between this and like GTA is that there's skill trees. So like right now I'm doing a mission for the triad group that I'm with, and then there's like other missions that are for the cops. And so completing missions for each side will sort of give you points to unlock new like combos and stuff. So
this is interesting to me. So, it seems like parrying is very important.
Yeah, so much like the Batman Arkham games, it's all about countering. So you'll see them like flash red and you know they're going to hit you, so you do the counter button. I was actually really bad at it right now because I had to remember how to do it. Because it'd been a while since I played this game.
Ooh. You know what this reminds me of is there was a PS2 game that starred Jet Li. Its like main thing was like this game stars Jet Li.
Oh really?
Do you remember that?
No. What was it?
I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically a movie in video game form, but it had the craziest fighting system because I think it was made for non-gamers. So the left analog stick is what you moved with, and then you just held the right analog stick towards people, and you automatically did crazy kung fu on them.
So it's sort of like an auto combos.
Exactly, yeah.
Also, like, this is still fairly early in the game, so I don't have that many combos unlocked, but I also forgot how to do them because I hadn't played it in so long.
Is this a God Fist thing where you can build combos out of different moves you buy?
Sort of. So you, like... It's pretty standard, like, you know, just mash X a bunch of times and it'll do that. But then, like, you hold X after, like, a couple of presses and it'll do, like, this roundhouse kick or something like that. Or,
so there's not a different button for punch and kick?
No, I don't think so. I think they're just built into combos.
Yeah.
But there is, like, I think there's 2 different attack buttons. So, like, your combos will start with X and then they'll go into, like, B or something like that. I forget the buttons, but there's also like all these environmental things you can do. So like you saw me, I grabbed the guy and like moved him over and like slammed him against.
Oh shit! What's gonna happen here? Oh, that's very dangerous. You would die if you did that.
Yeah, it would be not a good day for me as well.
Yeah, that's. Oh, you have footprints in the sky.
Also, my health is really low at some point in this.
What is the yellow?
I forget what it was, but I didn't need it. It's like a power up. So like as you fight, you build up this like I don't know. It's like a rage meter or something like that. And I think you do more damage or something. I forget what it is, but this mission is kind of a goofy one because you're like going to tell that guy like, don't worry, like we're powerful. We got you covered. And then he's like, I guess scared of us, so he runs away and tells all of his men to like fight us. So he's like, I have to defeat all of his men and be like, see, I can take care of it.
I feel like I have seen a lot of movies that take place in Hong Kong that center around a missing gun or like a singular gun being a key plot point. Is it fair to say that there's like not a lot of guns in this because of the culture where it's like not a lot of guns in Hong Kong? Or is that even true?
Well, for sure there's not a lot of guns in Hong Kong or China. They just don't have a lot of them.
They have swords.
So there's a lot of knives, basically. So instead, we're in like America, there's like, you have shootings, like mass shootings. In China, there's mass stabbings.
Ooh, that sounds worse almost.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But so you can pick them up. I think in this fight that I'm about to do, you'll see somebody attack me with a knife, and I think I could have picked it up, and I stupidly didn't. But because like people will block, and you have to like break their block or whatever. And I think if you just have like a knife, you'll just like do damage no matter what.
Mm-hmm. I like this Chinese rap music.
Yeah, the music in the game, when you get into like a vehicle, like it has like what sounds like pretty standard like radio stuff, but it's like actual Chinese music. And the other interesting thing is when you're like driving wildly or like running around and running into people, you'll hear people just like shout in Cantonese at you, and they'll be like. They'll do phrases that if you know any Cantonese, you'll be like, oh, I know what that means. Some of it's like swearing at you, and some of it's just like, that person's crazy or something like that.
That guy's a knife. Now, I remember, I feel like this was a game that I saw constantly being re-released.
Yeah,
is that fair to say?
So, well, it came out in 2012 for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and then it got a remastered release on PS4 and Xbox One and PC.
What have you done here? You appear to be using your yellow gauge. And your health is going up.
I don't remember how the systems work. I thought you had to press a button to activate the meter, and if you don't use it, it just goes away over time, and you have to build it back up again. Mm-hmm. So that might have been what happened, or it might just be an automatic thing. I should have started from the beginning, but I wanted to skip all that stuff in case you wanted to start it and get that intro for yourself. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, you should definitely play this game.
How cheap is it right now on Steam?
I got it on the Steam summer sale last year, and I don't remember how much it was. I could check.
Ooh! Visceral.
There's a great part where I slam somebody's head in a toilet.
I like that. Oh, there's QuickTime events.
Oh, yeah. So there's bigger, stronger guys that will grab you, and so you have to, there's button mashing.
Oh, here he goes. Oh, shit. Oh, the gurgling is intense.
There was a DLC for this as well. There might have been multiple DLCs. The big one, though, was called Nightmare in North Point. It's so bloody. I'm covered in blood right now. But yeah, the DLC was at that time everybody was obsessed with zombies and vampires and everything like that. Yeah, still a little bit, but so the DLC that came out for this was sort of a Halloween themed thing where your girlfriend gets kidnapped by these vampires or whatever, but they're not vampires in the sense of we think of in the West. They're Asian style vampires that are
hopping vampires.
Yeah, the hopping ones. I think it's Zhengshi or something like that. I can't pronounce it, but it's basically translated to stiff corpse, which is why they hop around instead of run at you like a zombie would in Walking Dead.
Talk to me about these skill trees.
So yeah, this is the skill trees. You get to unlock different abilities. So there's one on the top. You see there's the triad upgrades. Then there's the cop upgrades, and then there's some for face, which I don't know. It has to do with how cool you are, basically.
Well, so is this a Paragon Renegade type thing? Where you go down a certain path and you can't go down another path?
No, because you're doing missions for both the cops and the triads throughout the entire thing, so you're going to get skill points for both of them no matter what you do. So there's not a morality system. Maybe that would have been cool, but
are there morality choices at all? Can you get in too deep, or are you always just the good guy cop?
I think. So it's Infernal Affairs, where you are always the good guy cop who's kind of in over his head in a bad situation, and you're mad. This is the handler guy, and you can tell he's really mad at him because he's in a dangerous situation, and it seems the cops don't really care. So it's very, very much Infernal Affairs.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking concerned about me? You are an officer of the law, same as me.
Nice V-neck.
Also, I don't remember if it's in this or not, but I tried to go to the Peak at one point. Do you know what the Peak is? I think this is the part.
I don't.
So the Peak is a fairly major landmark in Hong Kong, and so this is just to give you an impression of how not accurate the portrayal of Hong Kong is, because it looks basically nothing like this in real life.
Is the Peak some sort of lowest point in a valley?
No. So the Peak, if you go up sort of the mountainside, they have this peak tower. It's a touristy thing where you go up and you can look out over the city and you can get this really crazy view. And it does have those things, those binocular things that you can look around in, but it basically doesn't look anything like this. I mean, the view is somewhat similar, and you can tell they tried to make some of the buildings look roughly similar to what you'll see in Hong Kong, and like the flag, you can tell is a little bit different as well.
Is he in some sort of fake version of Hong Kong, like Jong Kong?
I don't think that's a thing in this game that they were going for, but sure, you can look at it that way.
Well, I don't know if there was like some sort of rights issue.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have just been that the team that was making this didn't have the resources to go like map it out and make something super accurate, but it could have also been rights. You can. I don't know if I show it in this, but you have like a safe house, much like in GTA, and you have this like wardrobe that you can go in and buy stuff. You can like buy clothes and.
What's the timeline of this? Is this in between GTA 4 and GTA 5, or is this post GTA 5? Ooh, look at this. What's happening here?
So there's all these little like caches of money that you can go find. And there's like this little lock-picking mini game. So you can see there's like a phone, much like in GTA.
I was thinking this is more like those Arkham games when you have to decode Riddler signals.
Oh, yeah. So maybe they were like right down the middle. They're like, we want this to be like GTA, but we want it to be a lot like Batman Arkham Asylum as well.
I mean, I have to agree that the weakest part of GTA game is that guy beating his. Oh, you're doing that. So I was about to ask if he was performing domestic abuse, but then you started killing. Well,
so the whole time that I was unlocking that thing, that dude was like yelling at her. So I was gonna punch the guy, but I accidentally got both of them.
Well, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. So this is some of the driving. It's not as good. But yeah, I'm gonna go do one of the cop cases now, and this one is a little bit less like combat focused. It's a little bit more like tail this person, but don't let them know that you're tailing them.
Oh, I hate those missions.
Yeah, and then it's like use your phone to like get evidence or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think this would make a good movie?
Yeah. I mean, I also like. Oh, look at this. So there's some crazy NPCs driving around, and I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, it's pretty funny.
Oh, you're tailing a pop star.
He's not an actual pop star. There's like all kinds of crazy nicknames in this game. Like everybody has a nickname. This guy's nickname is Popstar, and there's like one of the other guys is Big Smile Lee. Like they have just goofy nicknames.
How does this guy not see you?
I don't know.
This guy's suspicion meter is 0 right now.
Yeah, it goes up a little bit and then it goes down really quick. This is not a terribly difficult mission, I will say.
But yeah, so what do you think about a movie version of this?
I think it would work as a movie. It's because, like I said, it's very much based on like Infernal Affairs and sort of that era of sort of cop triad like gangster movie. So I think it could work. I'm not sure how they do like the style of it, but I do like those like cops versus gangsters movies. So
I like this music too.
Yeah, there's some pretty good music in this game.
Boats? Are there boats in this? I see you're next to an ocean.
There is. I think at one point you like one of your safe houses ends up being a boat, like a houseboat.
Oh, there's mantling.
Yeah, so there is some like parkour.
Oh, your clothes are different.
Yeah, there's so like you can do some climbing, but it's not like Assassin's Creed or anything like that.
So if you had like, all right, here's a thought experiment. I guess that's not a thought experiment. It's just a question I'm going to ask you. But what is the best thing about this game and the worst thing about this game?
The best thing is probably the combat, because it's actually really satisfying to be like completely surrounded by bad guys and just like keep countering all of them and chaining together combos and just knocking everybody out. And there are like you can go to these. So there's sort of mini games that you can go to. They're like fight clubs basically, where you go and you get surrounded by people and you have to like succeed against all of them. So that I spent a lot of time in this game doing stuff like that because it was just a lot of fun. The worst thing is maybe the AI. Sometimes the AI is not great.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of crazy people in cars in this video.
Well, and I think towards the end of this mission, like randomly the cops show up and you're like, oh man, I gotta lose the cops. And then like I drive 10 feet and they like lose sight of me. So it's not the best, but it's still a fun game. Oh, and there's also like some speech checks, sort of.
Wait,
there's not like a skill for it. Like I'm supposed to like convince this guy to let me pass by, so I'm like pretending to be drunk.
Oh, I see.
Although I don't know how this would work. I guess popped a pill where I'm like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I puked. How would that happen? How would it happen?
Well, I mean, if you had Epic Cac or whatever.
I guess he did. I guess he just had some in his pocket or something.
Any other high points or things of interest about this game before we wrap up? We're almost done with the video.
Just that you should definitely play it and maybe play it before the movie comes out. I think if you like GTA and if you like, it's a little bit worse version of GTA, but the combat's really fun and really satisfying.
The story's good.
And the story's pretty good, yeah. So I like the characters and I like the story, so you should definitely give it a shot.
Oh, he got in on the wrong side of the car.
Check yourself, because that's the right side.
Oh no, you gotta get rid of these cops.
Yeah, you gotta get used to the fact that you have to drive on the other side of the road. So
it seems you have not gotten used to that.
The camera is super wonky when you're driving. So like I said, driving's not great in this game compared to GTA, and the camera is just awful. But on the bright side, you can run over like pretty much any parking meter that you see and get money out of it. So
is that true in Hong Kong as well?
You will just see tons of people just driving down the sidewalk taking out parking meters, and it just instantly goes in their pocket.
And I like this classic Chinese music, I have to say.
It is pretty great.
Well, thank you for showing me this game, Zach.
You are welcome, and you should definitely play it.
Maybe I will, Zach. Maybe I will.